So your hand either needs one of your seven basic lands in it, or a Chancellor of the Tangle to get started. So we have to mulligan this because we don't have any lands to get started. This one, however, is keepable because we have Chancellor of the Tangle to get going. So I would love to keep here. Do you have a Legacy Day plan for this week? Basically, whenever it just gets to the top of the queue, Mr. Photon. So at the end of every day, I adjust all of the donations that people sent in for various decks. And when there's a couple of Legacy decks above the top Modern decks, we'll play Legacy instead of Modern that day. Would you consider playing Karn, Scion of Urza be a top 5 Planeswalker? I don't know. I think metrics like that are kind of silly. The power level of cards tends to be format contextual. So like, while Karn could be good in one format, it can be worse inside of others. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast this Traverse the Ulvenwald. Go get a forest out of our deck. I'm gonna play this forest. I'm gonna cast Sakura-Tribe Elder, I think, here. And then next turn I can crack Steve plus play Cardinal Vigil. Probably some kind of Thopter Foundry deck. Yeah. I guess you could maybe argue that Wall of Roots is better there. And I could suspend search with it. Yeah, maybe that's better. I get to get Traverse here and do this. Then I get to play this. I get to do Cardinal Vigil with Morbid, which gets this and puts it onto the battlefield. And I can suspend this. Do I even want to suspend this? No, I probably just want to wait till next turn, right? Like next turn I can cast this plus play Wall of Roots. And this is this deck's backup plan when you don't have a Goblin Charbelcher. We're actually just gonna be able to like start hard casting Chancellor to the Tangle next turn, which is fun. You ideally should get all the lands out of your deck before you belch, which usually isn't that hard to do in this deck. Casting Chancellor is always one of the plans. In fact, that's why there's Wurmcoils in this deck, because Wurmcoil is a threat that's addition to Charbelcher that we can get off of Ancient Stirring. So like, just like casting our 6 power bombs and attacking our opponent to death is something that comes up a non-zero amount of the time. Yeah, like if I draw Belcher here, I'm definitely just slamming it, like not close. And we'll probably activate it because we could kill them, but like if we don't draw Belcher, we're just like gonna play 6/7s and start attacking. I like our 7 mana Goyfs. You be quiet. They got Vigilance and Reach. They're better than a normal Tarmogoyf. They're worth that 5 extra mana. We got some keywords. We've got keywords. Don't you diss my keywords. Witchbane Orb. Why do you hate fun, opponent? Why do you hate fun? I can just never win now, right? I can just never win because they're just going to make Thopters indefinitely and gain health. Rude. Hey, Camwell. Here's to rants, memes, and 3-2 dreams. Thanks for the content. I'll be a protector of the realm soon enough. Thank you for the 5-month resubscription, Camwell. Welcome back. So I definitely want the Gust and the Nature's Claims. That's not close. I think I want the extra Karn to grind a little bit here. They're probably a little bit more controlling deck. Although I guess maybe Karn's not good enough. I don't know. I feel like Wurmcoil's definitely worse than Karn, because they're probably gonna have like Ensnaring Bridge and stuff. I don't really want to fight over Ensnaring Bridge. Just gonna trim some of these ramp spells maybe then. Trim Wall of Roots. Let's do that. Do you consider constant requests for timeouts a bug or a feature in this chat? I feel like it makes it interactive, and like as we get more mod swords, we'll have more people to manage the timeout requests. And it's not like people can request timeouts very often, so I think one of the big things that makes Twitch appealing as opposed to like watching regular television is the fact that like people get to interact with the chat. So like people like doing timeout requests because it gives them a way to interact with the stream. The Young Da, thank you very much for the 4-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. If you don't have the combo, do you think Possibility Storm on the field is a good idea to make the opponents casting their spells best? I think it depends on the matchup. I think there's matchups where putting it out there is good, and there's matchups where putting it out there is bad. Alrighty, well, we needed a forest in our top 5 there, or we were going to have a bad time, and we had a bad time. And this is the type of deck where if you're looking to be competitive, this is not the deck for you. This is a deck where you're looking to blast off every once in a while. If we win 1 out of, let's say, every 4 or 5 matches, that's about the bar we're looking to set. If you're looking to blow off a little steam and blast off a couple of nerds on occasion, this is definitely the deck for you. If you're one of them hyper competitive types, you might want to mosey along for the rest of this stream, because this one is not going to tickle your fancy. Next victim, please. Who am I kidding? We're the real victim here. Usually we go 1-4 or 2-3 in leagues with this deck. Usually it's like a 1-4 or 2-3. What's going on, Dan? Yeah, it seems pretty decent. We get Chancellor the Tangle to get started. We Safewright Quest for a forest, then we slide Utopia Sprawl onto it. And we have like Karn and the Wurmcoils here, so like if we get to 4 mana, we get to do our thing. We have 1, 2, 3 mana guaranteed here, and a lot of our deck is mana producing basically. Well, we don't have a lot of actual lands. We have a lot of cards that find our lands. Botanical Sanctum, Noble Hierarch, so statistically probably spirits. Counter spells are spooky for us, that's for sure. Like next turn we can Vigil plus slide Utopia Sprawl onto the other land. Is Humans the #1 deck to beat in Modern? I don't know. The actual answer to that question is Wizards of the Coast doesn't share enough data for us to have an objective response to that. Is Humans probably one of the better decks in the format? Very likely based on the tournament results that we have. But like, is it objectively better than say Hallowed One or Jeskai Control or the other decks that put up a bunch of results? I don't have enough data to tell you that, yes or no. Yeah, there's the Spellcaller. Alright, so I get to slide Utopia Sprawl onto this land at least. Then we're just 1 mana source away from sticking Karn next turn. Although Karn's pretty mediocre here against their Spellquellers and such. Why Karn over Garrick? Because Karn draws us cards and you can find it with Ancient Stirrings. OnSap wasn't a complimentary timeout. That was a deserved timeout for saying something absurd. Non-Shriekhorn Dredge, please. Thank you, Casual Champion, for the very generous bits. I appreciate that. I'll get those applied. And this is going to be our last leak for today, but I believe that means we'll start with Dredge tomorrow morning, Casual Champion. Thank you for the support. 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I think Moto might be at its memory peaker. Woo! Whew. She was feeling a little sluggish. 2.4 gigabytes, chat. 2.4 gigabytes. Need a restart. It's my favorite Pokemon, Sandshrew. Maybe a close second for Squirtle, but probably Sandshrew. Got a couple copies of Defense Grid here. We get to cut Karn. It's a little unfortunate that our opponent's playing so many fast lands in their blue deck, because normally we get to choke plus Defense Grid blue decks to have a real chance here. But the fact that they're playing like this low to the ground creature-based deck makes our chokes not a good plan, so this matchup's probably pretty difficult for us. Ravenclaw. I'm 27 years old. I grew up reading Harry Potter books. I think most people in my generation did. I'm 27. Just in spite of my thinning hairline and my angry old man demeanor, I am in fact only 27. Pixie Wing OW, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for supporting me here and doing what I do. Or you say Christie's a Hufflepuff? Yeah, probably, or a Gryffindor. One of the two. The green thing behind me is half of the green screen that I use for my stuff that we did this weekend on stream. This is my full-time job as of a few months ago now. So, I did it part-time for a very long time. It started acquiring more subscribers and more donations. You're Slytherin, not close, asshole. Collecting more viewers on Twitch is has a lot of factors that go into it. A lot of which you have no control over as a streamer. Anoronics, you and Justin and Nivik, you are definitely a big part of what finally pushed me to streaming full time. Definitely a sizable part of it. Can I redeem my free time out? Of course, Pixie. Thanks for the support. This hand's pretty quick. If we hit a Belcher ASAP, we might be good enough. We're gonna restart Moto after this match too. Give it the old re-kick. I don't think I can do 3 more matches with this much lag. So what you're saying is it's all there. Whoa, that was the wrong one. Definitely thought I clicked on Utopia Sprawl. Turns out I didn't. That's fine. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, chat. Got any of them sweet timeouts left? we get to play Sakura-Tribe Elder here and then play Cardinal Vigil with Morbol. That's just good deck building. This is the last deck of the afternoon. I've been going for a little over 7 hours, so the kids will be home from daycare soon and my wife will be home from work, so I usually go till about 4 o'clock or so on Mondays, 4:30. I'm gonna offer this trade. There's plenty of mana. Yeah, get in there. Get in there, Arbor Elf. Get frisky. Get him. Get him. Like how it flashed Kozilek's return on the laggy triggers there. Yeah, magic is a skill game. Do-da. Magic is a skill game. All right, chat. There's a land left in our deck, chat. Can we gather the energy of the chat to kill our opponent here? There is one forest left in our deck, chat. There's 45 cards. Can we pool our energy together? I need everybody in chat to pool our energy so we can make this a lethal. This is the people's cannon. I have to stand up. I need the energy from the people to fire the people's cannon, okay? Okay? All right, all the people out there that are channeling negative energy, if we miss, it's your fault. And survey says, oh, got him. So fun fact, MTGO didn't always have the any order button for Goblin Charbelcher. You used to have to manually click through each card while your opponent was at negative life. God bless you. This is a special shout out to all the people that gave us our energy in their chat. That victory was for you. That cannon blast was a team effort. I do appreciate it. Thanks for coming together in my time of meme need. I'm gonna restart after the match. I can play one more game. Yeah, I guess I could restart it now. Yeah, fuck it. Let's kick it. My opponent's probably gonna take 20 minutes to sideboard anyways. Enjoy the Painter Servant background for half a minute. Don't look at my terminal. Stop it. My terminal's private. Don't look at it. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a great Monday. Had a great weekend. We got a couple more matches with this Charbelcher deck, and then we'll be on our way. Seems pretty good, right? Got a payoff, got some searchers. Hey, Doggy, with the 2-month free subscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate it. Cavern of Souls. It's gonna be like the Cavern on Human Play Noble Hierarch. It is. It is Cavern on Human Play Noble Hierarch. What's going on, McCullough? The text in Magic Online is different in Wine. Just a Geist. Eidolon. That's actually kind of annoying, huh? Gosh, that's actually, like, really annoying. That's unfortunate. Is Wall of Roots still bugged? Are you new here? Of course, Wall of Roots is still bugged. That card is never getting fixed. It's rotting in MTGO, whatever. MTGO, what's the best word for it? Like, MTGO jail from now until forever? Yeah, I guess they're not a deck that can kill birds, so maybe it's worth waiting. Purgatory, Moto Purgatory. Purgatory is the word I was looking for. 10 out of 10. This card's, like, absurdly good here. Like, if they hadn't played that, we'd have been well on our way. Ryland with the $10 donation. We gotta run the Belcher back, right? It's just something that's required. Yeah, at some point in the future, we'll get it added back in. We got a Coco here. Or just another Queller. Yeah, we're probably pretty dead at this point. Yeah. All right. Third time's the charm, chat. Third time's the charm. This is it. I can feel it. We got on the scoreboard in that match. We won an entire game. We're gonna get an entire match this time. Yeah, the Wall of Reach isn't a bug. It's a feature to get your leagues refunded should you decide to play a card that bad. It's a feature saving you from yourself. Is this the worst deck that isn't on the no-fly list? That's a good question. That's a good question. I just like playing this one, so I don't mind like blasting through a 40-minute league with it at once in a while. Can I get a refund at my local FNM by claiming Wall of Roots is bugged? It works differently than on Magic Online. That's not how this works. Has to be different. Has to be broken. That's true. That's true. What? I guess that's an interesting question. Like, is this worse or is Narset Cannon worse? This hand is great. It's more than good. It's great. Look at how unfair this is. I've got 2 mana on turn 1. No, I thought that deck was sweet. We're going to build that deck and we're going to make it better. We're going to rebuild it. We're going to add some KCIs to it, I think. Yeah, I think making the 7th land a mountain is pretty bad. It reduces the amount of opening hands you can keep. Like, your deck doesn't have a lot of lands in it, so you want all of your hands that have 1 land in it to be keepable, so you can just get going with it. Oh, I could have sprawled there. You're right. Yeah, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 could have gone sprawl into... Ooh, they bolted the wrong one. That's good for us. Yeah, now I'm super behind. Yeah, I could have been way ahead on mana here. Thank you for pointing that out, Bob. So we're going to lead on Stirrings because this isn't guaranteed to find a land, but it did. Carnal Vigil. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, so we can slam Wurmcoil next turn. Tilt. Budget burn of some sort, maybe? Oh, I did forget to whiteboard the forest when we imported this. Tilt. Tilt. I have a bunch of whiteboarded forests in my deck. This is what the O2 bracket looks like, chat. This is where Belcher thrives, okay? The Clifftop Retreat Magma Jet bracket. Charbelcher is among its people here. These are Charbelcher's people. the Battlefield Forge Clifftop Retreat Magma Jet bracket. Yeah, that's what I have. I have a bunch of mismatched white-bordered forests and other stuff. All right. How many Belcher activations do we think it takes to kill them here? How many Belcher activations we think in chat? First one, second one, fourth one. Whew! Whew! 8 ball. Your move. Your move. One is ambitious. One is pretty ambitious. I asked for it. That's great, Bruce. Oh, yeah, just that 3 mana 1 damage ratio. Oh, yeah, just that sweet value. The real question, do I activate Belcher next turn or do I play Wurmcoil Engine? I'm probably supposed to play Wurmcoil Engine, right? I know I feel like I've bitched out, but I feel like the play to win line is play the Wurmcoil Engine. We can race a Shrine of Burning Rage, chat. Alright, this Belcher only needs to deal 2. This Belcher only needs to deal 2. They got a Skull Crack. The Belcher only needs to deal 1. The Belcher only needs to deal 1. 1 damage. Yeah, alright, it dealt 4. Getcha. Getcha, yeah! 1 confirmed to not be 0. 1 confirmed to not be 0, chat. I think that's the most... Do you think that's the most anyone has ever activated a Goblin Charbelcher in the history of Magic the Gathering? You think anybody else in a match of Magic has ever activated Goblin Charbelcher more than that game? That was like Goblin Charbelcher as the Mirrodin design team intended it to be utilized. Do I want Nature's Claim? I guess it kills... I guess claiming my own Wurmcoils is probably fine most of the time. I'll cut the Karns. I can claim their Shrine of Burning Rage on occasion too. Alright, I'll bring in 2 of them. I'm like, not in love with them, but they're fine. Belcher saw play in draft. Okay, I'd believe that. Yeah, we can claim our own Utopia Sprawls too. Yeah, I mean, this hand's pretty good. We've got a couple of ways. To thin lands out of the deck. We've got our Belcher. We have Nature's Claim. I'd be kind of surprised if they were playing Eidolon. They look to be playing like Budget Burn down here in the O2 bracket. We get to go Wall of Roots into Arbor Elf next turn. We probably need to be a little bit more conservative with playing our Belcher out this game because our opponent's likely to have Smash to Smithereens in their deck post board or some other way to destroy artifacts. Rude. Rude. Speaking of... They're coming for our Belchers, boys. They're coming for our Belchers. Hide your kids. Hide your Belchers. Ratchet bombs coming. Ratchet bombs coming. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, we can claim the bomb. God, that's so good. It's so good, chat. It's so good. Nature is coming. Nature is coming. Nature is coming. Got a 0-4 here for this Monastery Swiftspear. Like Stone Raining me or something. Hardcast Driftbolt. Yep. Yeah, I think they're coming from a Wall of Roots. They're coming from a Wall of Roots, chat. Not my Wall of Roots. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get you. I think I'm going to recross the paths next turn, depending on what we draw here. I don't think I want a Belcher just yet. Hopefully we win the Clash and get this back to our hand. No one wins the Clash. I'm going to bottom that. Like, I already have a Belcher, so I really just want to prioritize getting the things that draw me more lands. Or if they good chance they have 2 spells here. Nope. I probably wasn't going to block if they attacked. I'm not sure, actually. Let's see if they have a way to smash this to smithereens or not. I think since we drew a second one, we definitely want to play one out here. Just so we can, like, start long-term belchering them like we did last game. Yeah, it's pretty free for them to bluff prowess if they wanted to. Wear chair? Yep. And I'm pretty sure I'm just calling on blocks from here on out. We're going places with these Chancellors, right? Look, mono green Belcher versus the Battlefield Forge Burn deck. This is like the thing modern matches are made of, okay? This is the people's format. Let the people play what they want. My Wall of Root's gonna eat this. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna block this turn given the option, I think. Because, like, even if they prowess this here, it's still, like, gaining 3. So I think gaining 3 on this is fine. Alright, I'm gonna suspend this and cast this Belcher, I think. There's only 2 lands left in our deck, so good chance we kill them with a couple of activations. Hopefully they don't have another way to kill artifacts in their hand. Oh, Wall of Roots did God's work. You are not wrong. Alright, well, if it isn't lethal this turn, if we get to should I kill this, actually? Since this is guaranteed to be lethal next turn when the other thing comes off. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to kill this Swift Spear. Watch it be like 40 damage. There's only 1 land in our deck. Oh. Oh, opponent. Oh, opponent. That's not how that works. I was killing your Swift Spear. Yep. Well, now I'm really glad I didn't target them. Now I'm really glad I didn't target them. All right. That could have been a little bit bad for us, chat. That could have gone poorly. Do I put them on having a second one? There's no way I put them on having a second one, right? God bless. God bless. All right, we found a victory in the O2 bracket. Coming back. This is our path to redemption, chat. This is where every good 3-2 story starts somewhere, and ours starts by beating Battlefield Forge Burn. We're well on our way. We're on the up and up. I'm coming up. Doo-doo. I want the world to know. Gonna let it show. Do-do-do-do. They were probably just so excited to see me activate the Charbelcher and like think they were going to get me that they just weren't paying attention. I mean, like, I'd be pretty excited to get a Goblin Charbelcher player with a deflecting palm too. How much to get you to not? Well, I wasn't gonna sing the next verse, but now Anoronics, I kind of feel like I need to. Now I kind of feel like I need to finish the song. I gotta like belt it out here. Goblin Charbelcher. We're playing the Charbelcher here. When's the EP drop? Sing, sing, sing a song, sing out loud, and last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing. Sing a song. That's fine. It's got some payoffs. It's got some ramp. We got 4 pieces of mana and some payoffs here. La da dee da dee da dee da. Look, chat, I did so much musical theater growing up. I can't let all of those learned skills go to waste here. I think my pint of milk just curdled. I don't understand. Where are all the viewers going? Look, I've watched other Magic streams and people say they like the music there. So are you telling me they don't like the music here? What's wrong with my music? No, I very rarely listen to music while I'm streaming. Usually, if I'm listening to music while I'm streaming, it's like an extra evening stream where I'm kind of mellow. If I'm listening to music while I stream, I tend to articulate myself less because I just like fall into like a comfortable pattern of just like not talking because I'm just sitting there like listening to the music. And that's a big part of why a lot of streamers play music on their stream while they stream. It allows them to make less content themselves and just like sit there and hum along. And while they're having downtime, there's still other people's content filling their space. This music won't get you muted, but people may mute it themselves. Look, so long as the DCMA or whatever it's called doesn't come after me, it's all good. Will you sing One More Day from the Les Miserables for us? So next turn we actually get to play Corporate Karn, assuming we don't get Thought Seized. Our search from tomorrow comes off suspend. Our young children with bad music taste. We are now on Elm. Look, there is a lot of music stuck in my head. One of the reasons why I'm good at both magic and math is that I have a great memory, at least a great partial memory. So I know like half verses to like infinite songs. I know full verses to a lot of songs too. Yeah, I genuinely feel like if you're good at making content, you should be able to like fill a lot of your void. And like I said, like even when I do listen to my music and I don't share it with all of you that are watching the stream, like I feel like my content is worse because of it, because I'm just like lazily humming along instead of like actually talking about what we're doing and why. Thomas the Dank Engine. I'm always here to fire the people's cannon. It's a good time. Is this the reading Recross the Paths pause? I mean, there's definitely an element to mathematics that's problem solving, but there's also a large element of mathematics that comes with memorization. So Corporate Karn's going to have drawn us this Wall of Roots plus gained us some health here. And then next turn we're going to get to go wall and just start windmill slamming Wurmcoils here. Just like worm into worm into worm. This is the matchup where the 4th worm and the 4th Karn come in out of our sideboard, so we can just like grind through them basically. I'm good at magic because it's always my opponent's fault when I lose, right? You're just the gosh darned unluckiest. Hey, look at that. We drew Recross the Paths. God bless. God bless. Yeah, we're literally just a ramp deck. We're a ramp deck with a combo finish. Nobody wins. I'm gonna bottom that. There's only 2 lands in my deck, and I have 2 Wurmcoils in my hand already, and there's a Karn dead, so there's a good chance that Ancient Stirring bricks if I cast it next turn. It's like Valakut, but with more underdog factor. Exactly. This is like hipster Valakut. If you like the idea of Valakut, but it was always too popular for your taste, let me introduce you to hipster Valakut. I'm gonna block the Elemental here rather than the young Pyromancer, because I'd rather this doesn't die to Lightning Bolts. That way I can play Wurmcoil next turn. It's like Titan Shift for people who dislike mountains. Red cards, ugh. Red cards, ugh. Wither with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to be here full time like I do, so thanks for keeping me employed. Opponent regretting their life choices. Nice tier 1 deck, opponent. Here's my Wurmcoil Engine. I am so glad I played around Lightning Bolt last turn. Just like super glad. They can Bedlam Reveler us. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Dig. Thank you for the 4-month free subscription. I appreciate that. Magic Sausage Cat. God, fucking Twitch usernames sometimes. They're great. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. Welcome. They have another removal spell here? If they don't, this worm's like, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Buddy. I think I'm actually just, like, leaving the Sakura-Tribe Elder in play here. Late last week? No cats were hurt making this account. Maze's End with the brand new Twitch Prime as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Why weren't the worm tokens? There aren't Masterpiece worm tokens, I don't think. Fatal Push. Rude. Yeah, and Steve-O, I'm just going to leave Steve-O in play here because he's going to keep the young Pyromancer at home. Although I guess if I crack Steve... Yeah, I'm just going to crack Steve because I get to cast the Chancellor. Chancellor's a big boy. And they're already through a Terminate. They have minimal number of ways to kill this Chancellor in their deck. Belcher would be a good draw. More Wurmcoils are good draws. Hopefully this Chancellor, the Tangle, is just going to give them the business here. This is my 6-7. It is Vigilance and Reach. Here's my Tarmogoyf that can't be Fatal Pushed. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. Don't have another Terminate. Don't have another Terminate. Woo! They didn't have another Terminate. No! Sorcery Speed Terminate! The fact that we lost the second Wurmcoil to the Thoughtseize feels real bad. I got married, survived, and I... Chat, I got married, survived. I feel like that word is typoed. Mary survived, and I got home from work and get help. Good evening, Ergo. I feel like there's a word or two wrong there. Belcher! Belcher! Alright, well now our Belchers are lethal, so hopefully we don't die next turn. I'd like to one request not to die so I can Belcher my opponent. Married and survived. Well, congrats. So, if they have Terminate here, the removal plus bolt kills us. Yeah, removal plus bolts. Bolt Brutality is exactly lethal. Yep, because they can attack with 6 tokens here. Helix Brutality, also lethal. Opponent really hates burn. Alright, let's get to the post-board games here. We get to bring in this Karn and this extra Wurmcoil. I'm going to trim... What am I going to trim? Trim a couple copies of Birds of Paradise. The mana creatures just tend to die in this matchup. Well, technically they didn't beat 2 Wurmcoils. The second Wurmcoil probably would have won us the game if it would have stuck. The opponent thought seized the second Wurmcoil. If 2 Wurmcoils hit play, Mardu's in a pretty bad spot. Yeah, Mardu's got a lot of removal. Good against the creature decks for sure. Mardu. Defense grid is good against the decks that have counterspells in them. So it makes them hold up a lot more mana to have to counterspell you. That's a good question. Honestly, it could just be that they're supposed to be just like land war elves, just like 1/1s. Just so you can like get your beat down on with those. No starting land or Chancellor here, so we have to mulligan, unfortunately. Sounds fine. Like, not exciting, but fine. We're gonna scry any non-land to the bottom here. Although that is a Utopia Sprawl, so that's really good with my Arbor Elf, so I'm a liar. So I'm gonna go land Elf here. When's the next time we're playing Legacy? Whenever things at the top of the Legacy queue are higher than things at the top of the Modern queue. I don't dictate where things are at in the queue, so, you know, just whenever that happens. Hierarchs cost more than half the deck combined, though. Hey, Karn's a little bit of money, right? Corporate Karn's kind of expensive. Bum ba dum ba dum ba da 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 da. Bum ba dum ba dum ba da 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 da. How do I beat Mardu Pyromancer with JAC? You board in, lay a line, and hope for the best. It's a bad matchup for you. Sylvan Caryatid is your best card in that matchup, just like most matchups. But you're definitely a dog. Discard-based mid-range decks are the worst matchups for JAC. Bruise, I'm going to time you out one more time. Can you stop spamming that, though? It's, like, funny the first time, but it gets a little old. Please, please, and thank you. If they don't have another Thoughtseize, we have a lot of mana in our deck, and we could just, like, plow them through with this Wurmcoil. Yeah, but, like, usually it's more complicated than that. Because, it's more complicated than that because your opponents are often dealing damage to themselves in Modern. So, like, it's pretty rare that you have to deal the full 20 to your opponent in Modern. Possibly German Space Ace. It depends on where things are at after I update everything tonight. So remember, anything people have donated and cheered today, like I think we had a $50 cheer for 5,000 bit cheer for Dredge, so that's going to change things. For instance, not really interested in that. And then I get to play this Sakura-Tribe Elder, and then this gets a land, and then I can play the Wurmcoil Engine next turn, which is nice. This is match number 4 in this league. If we lose this match, we're going to be done for the evening. If we win this match, there'll be one more. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, like every day during the week. No. Any plans to further utilize the green screen? Yeah, and special events in the future, I'll definitely be utilizing the green screen. I actually plan to take it down tonight, though. I don't want to use it every day. I like the natural background behind me with, like, my photo and stuff. And at some point, I'm going to decorate more of the wall. It might not be till we move next year, though. But I feel like if I use the green screen every day, it just kind of loses part of its wonder. And, like, Magic Online really isn't a game where, like, I can, like, put myself over the game overlay effectively. So I have this little space for me in the corner anyway, so I might as well, like, have something behind me and frame it. Geoff's dead. I killed that goblin. If we're really lucky, we'll draw land here. I guess that's okay, too. I think I just have to play this Goblin Charbelcher out. It's going to suck when they K-command me next turn, but they can also just, like, have Thought Seizes and shit, so it's not safe in play or in my hand. And if I get it into play this way, at least, I can start activating it. Yeah, they can K-command it out of our hand, too, so just like it isn't safe in either spot. Second, Rebel Master. All right. All right, chat. We're just gonna need a really lucky Charbelcher activation here. Can I get some energy from the chat? There's 2 lands in our deck, chat. There's 2 lands, but with our powers combined, this Belcher can blast off and kill the opponent. That's a Wurmcoil Engine. Am I dead if I play the Wurmcoil Engine? We're supposed to just buckle up, right? There's no way we're not supposed to just blast them. We're, like, pretty unlikely to just, the Wurmcoil loses, it loses to double removal, right? Is the Wurmcoil even good enough for starters? They'd make 6, 7, so this would be attacked for 9, so I'd be getting attacked for 9. Yeah, the Wurmcoil's actually not good enough. So, survey says... Oh, we were so close, chat. We were so close. We flew too far to the sun. Flew too close to the sun. We spiraled off into the distance. I'd like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. like I am every single morning. As always, big shout out to my subscribers and to my wonderful sponsors. Thanks to everybody who donated and all that jazz. And I'll see you again in the morning. Let's find someone to host here.